My name's Ann Armstrong. I'm from Austin, Texas currently, but I'm originally from San Francisco. I did my undergraduate at the University of Oregon in Eugene, and got my Master's of Architecture here at Austin. When I was a student at UT, I was looking for a thesis advisor, and then I came across one of my teacher's old blogs from when she was in art school. And she made a post about how it seemed like everyone she knew had taken a welding class at Austin Community College and how great the program was. And I just sort of was like, I'm not here for much longer. If this is a great resource, I'm kind of curious. Maybe I'll just sign up for a class. Yeah. And then I guess I was hooked. Now, it's what I do professionally. I work with steel, like, most all the time. So... and I had no previous experience as a welder. It just happened that I had this architectural background and a little welding experience, and that's how I was able to sort of snag the job I'm currently in as a steel fabricator. When I started, there was a lot of fear, like so much fear, because you're dealing with explosive gases and electrical currents. And I think I just kind of like that sort of thing because you sort of tackle it and hopefully you get the hang of it and you're not scared anymore. So this is a MIG welder. It's a type of arc welding which involves an electrical current. I remember when I first fired up a stick welder, a shielded metal arc machine, it's like you're controlling this current of electricity that just spatters hot metal everywhere as soon as you touch it to the plate of steel. But now that's just what I do sometimes. It's not scary. I understand what's going on, and having a greater access and knowledge of how tools work and how to build something has made me feel so empowered. Here goes. Laying down an oxyacetylene bead with a rod and your torch, just sort of moving along, it is extremely meditative, and that's one thing I love about welding. But when you're actually a steel fabricator, it's hard to do that because there's so many other things involved, like setting up other tools, like getting the cords untangled and preparing for the next part of the fabrication process. It is so important to be able to take a piece of scrap steel and mold it into something new, and I can go to the junkyard and be so inspired. 5 years ago I would go to a junkyard and be like, oh, that's unfortunate, or that's whatever, but to see a piece of steel left behind on the sidewalk and to know you could take that, stick it in the forge and make a tool out of it or a piece of art out of it is so great. And I couldn't do that without the skills I have. Now I actually built my own forge, and I can repurpose things. And I think in this day and age with sustainability and consumption, to be able to reuse basic scraps that are everywhere is a real asset. I've never given so much of myself to a job and felt so tired at the end of the day, and there's beauty in that. You are really putting your energy towards something and making something happen. But in terms of personal longevity is compromised if you do this for any length of time. I will not be a steel fabricator the rest of my life. I will use it as a tool, most likely to make art and applied art projects. But I think it's really hard to sort of do that for a lifetime. It's too demanding. So balance. I think it all comes back to finding a niche where you can use your hands and use your head and use your body and not do too much of any one thing, because that's what's hard. Sitting in front of a computer 8 hours a day repeatedly is, bad in its own way. So balance is what I'm looking for long term, and I haven't found it yet, but